Uh-oh. We are rolling. Let me find this. There we are. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's 12:59. It's almost 1 o'clock. But y'all know what time it is. It's time for Real Estate 101. I'm a lone wolf today, so I'm going to need a little bit of help from everybody out there. Comment if you have questions. I got a great topic for you today. So, like I said, if you have any questions, if anything I say rings a bell and you want some clarity or want some answers, hello. Hey, how's it going, Josh? Just drop a comment below. I love to hear y'all's feedback, but thank you everybody for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. So what we're talking about today is why you should choose new construction over a pre-existing home. And I wanted to give a shout out. My shout out today is going to be to all of our great builders we work with in our office, people we represent. We have Old South Homes. You know, we represent the neighborhood of Creeks Bend. We have a couple lots left. If you want to get in Creeks Bend, let me know. We can get you in a house for how much, Josh?
$2,000.
$2,000. That just seems unreal.
Ask a question.
Do what?
Ask a question.
Who is the biggest jackass on the team? We'll have to go to the crowd for that one. Who do y'all think?
Who would you say there?
I'd say Edward.
Edward?
Who would you say?
I would agree with that. No, I'm just kidding. I would say myself. I'm the biggest jackass.
I don't know. I like everybody on this team.
I didn't say you didn't like him. Who's the biggest jackass?
Who do you think's the biggest jackass?
Edward.
Edward?
I thought he was going to say Aiden.
I think Edward too, just because he's low man on the totem pole.
Who do you think?
I agree.
Oh. I think the new person always has to be.
The new guy's always the jackass.
The new person always has to be the biggest
Thanks,
jackass.
Yes.
Yes.
Great first question. Thank you, Tommy.
Yes.
I'm sitting next to a jackass.
You are, hey, so is he.
The old one.
So,
Yeah.
shout out to Old South Builders, the great neighborhood of Creeks Bend. Greatly appreciate everything Old South does and the process that they provide for us. Shout out to Richardson Homes, the Richardson Group. Joey Richardson builds a phenomenal house. If you
Best
want a
house
lot,
ever.
Harvest Woods, Pembroke, best houses you can buy. Then we got a shout out for also Henley Homes, Donald Henley, great product. Corey Henley, his son, they're awesome. So if y'all want any plans to see any of their product, let us know. Drop a comment. We can get you some products sent for them. Some of the neighborhoods. We got Walnut Grove, Pembroke, Harvest, Creeks Bend, some of the places they're going to be. And what's the new neighborhood out there in Riverview coming soon? Y'all will hear more about that. Great product
Neighborhood
there.
nobody even knows about.
I shouldn't even said the name
Just
of it.
give them a
But
taste, since you're talking about new construction. Give the people just a little taste of this neighborhood.
so Riverview is going to be, everybody wants to be in the historic Riverview Drive area.
A lot of people don't know what that is.
Well, so as I learned from my mentor here, Tommy Davidson, Riverview was essentially the part in Murfreesboro back, what years would you say? Would you say the 70s, 80s, where everybody wanted to be? It runs right along the Stones River, backs up right to the Stones River Country Club, great golf course, great nightlife there. But it's where all the lawyers, the doctors, essentially where all the people who had lots of money decided to go and wanted to be. And it's still, we had a listing come up over there, 2 weeks ago that sold really quick, which a lot of people, look at comps and see the price per square foot, but you really can't comp out an area in Riverview just because the value of what you're getting, the area of where being over there right off the Stones River, right on that Riverview Drive, it just has so much just a roar with it. Like it's such a good place, such a good atmosphere to be. So that's why houses that you may see selling somewhere else for $100,000 less sell for more there, because it's so sought after, because that's where people want to be. It's like keeping up with the Joneses. Isn't that right? Bougie. So, Riverview Cove, the new neighborhood, it's going to have brand new houses. This is strictly brand new. How many lots are going to be in there?
43.
43 lots total, so it will not last long. But the Richardson Group, Joey Richardson, will be building homes there. Lots of different plans, farmhouses, houses that are customizable. You can change things up. Going to be a great place. If you want more information, we can get you some plans sent, take you out there, show you the lots.
Prices are gonna start probably above 750,000.
750. Well, I was gonna say 800
We'll
plus.
say 800 plus.
Yeah, we're gonna say prices starting around 800 plus. So if you want to be bougie, go over there. Do you have a question?
Yeah, hey, is there still an open house this weekend at Creeks Bend?
There is an open house at Creeks Bend Sunday from 1 to 3.
Talking about Riverview.
Yeah. But if you want to be on the other side of the spectrum, if you're a first-time home buyer or wanting to, upgrade out of your first home and, continue to build wealth so you can eventually move into Riverview Cove one day, check out Creeks Bend, man. Starting right around 300,000, brand new homes. You got to go see my girls out there. Who's going to be out there? We got Julia. Liliana's going to be out there. Anybody else? Just them two. Sunday, 1 to 3, right? Go see them out in Creeks Bend. I live in Creeks Bend, so it's an awesome place.
Tell them your story, like what you paid, what you sell it for now.
So I bought my house.
Then you can get into your side of the story. I think that's just interesting information.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
why you should buy new construction.
Absolutely. That's why we're getting into the topic. Also, want to say thank you, Larima. Thank you for getting on. Tommy, you're the man. Thanks for getting on. And the questions. Josh Harrell, Stephen Weathers, the weatherman is on. Thank y'all. If y'all could like and share, I'd greatly appreciate it. But so my story is I moved into Creeks Bend. I closed on my house in January. I think it was January 20th of this year. So me and my wife, I really didn't want to sell our first house. We had a house kind of similar to what we're living in now. But it was in Rockville. It was on 2.5, almost 3 acres. And I'm a land guy, never really wanted to be in a neighborhood. But, a lot came up, and my wife was like, I really want to be on that side of town. So to make a long story short, we sold our house very quickly. Of course, because of COVID, we're kind of curious about what the market was going to do. Probably sold it a little too early. But we moved in with her parents and built this house in Creeks Bend. And now living there, seeing the comps in this neighborhood for pre-existing homes are absolutely crazy. So I bought my house for $268 earlier this year, and one sold, same floor plan. Of course, I did a little bit extra to mine. I put the covered back porch on, did granite, a few other things. Thank you, I appreciate it. But did a few other upgrades to mine that the other floor plan that sold for $360. And mind you, I'm telling you, I bought mine for $268 in January this year, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now one just sold for $360.
So you paid $100,000
yes.
by buying a house.
Essentially, I'm sitting on about $100,000. I think I could right now realistically get about $380 for mine, just seeing comps, other things that have sold near square footage. And I think one of the big things about that neighborhood is everybody wants to be there. The lots are big. It's just it's a great neighborhood, especially for younger couples. I feel like it's kind of like the Shelton Square. Of course, not hardy board. It's vinyl siding. But it's the Shelton Square of North Murfreesboro. And lots of younger families growing there. And, it's just a very good neighborhood overall. So. Well, this is how we're going to lead in to this topic. Why you should buy new construction instead of pre-existing. And you may ask yourself, like, man, I always thought about buying new construction, but, like, I never, in this market, like, where do you find it? How do you, what are the prices? Aren't prices of new construction always more? And my first point is going to be why you should buy new construction. That's price. So if you look, I'll just take Creeks Bend, for example, because it's where I'm at all the time. We list the homes in there. I sell a lot of them. But if you look at the comps right now, of course, we have a new section coming up, so we have a bunch of houses under contract that should be done around January, February, March period of time. And I'll just give an example that, these pre-existing houses are selling for way more than you can buy a new house for. And you may say, what? There's... what? How come these pre-existing homes are selling for way more than new construction? And that's just because the demand for pre-existing homes, everybody trying to get into new construction, which is very hard to do. A lot of people have waiting lists, so a lot of people have just eliminated the fact that we're not going to find new construction. We're just going to get off of it, and we're just going to find something pre-existing. So, for example, an 1824 floor plan, we have a couple under contract in the new section being built right now. 330, 340, I think one's at 350. And I just sold one pre-existing for 370 to an investor, cash offer. Another one just sold. It had a pool for 415. Now, same floor plan. One does have a pool, but why do you think that is? Like, go ahead, Josh.
People want a house now.
Exactly.
They don't want to wait 8 months.
Exactly. Also, the waiting list, stuff like that, hard to get it. But that's why I think my number one reason is why you should go to new construction is that price. Plus the offers you're having to put in for pre-existing homes to actually win an offer. It's absolutely crazy. So that one I told you that sold at $415 was listed at $379.9. So you see that price jump there. Also, whenever these offers are winning, you got to think how much they're paying over appraisal. If they waived appraisal, home inspections, if they're waiving that, how much money you're putting down, closing costs, things of that nature. And, of course, what's another good thing about closing costs with new construction, Josh, in Creeks Bend?
You don't really have to have any of it except $2,000.
What? How is that?
Did I stutter?
How is that? What? How's that work? How's that work?
If you use the certain lender in that community, he will pay your closing costs.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, man.
That's crazy. So no, you can't beat it all, because if you look, typical closing costs anywhere from 2.5% to 3% of what you're paying. So at a 415 house, you're upwards of $15,000, $20,000, of course, depending on a few things. So you put $2,000 down, of course, depending on which loan you use, and it is RD eligible, rural development, which means 0% down. So ultimately, you can get a brand new house for $2,000. No down payment, no closing costs besides $2,000 earnest money.
And you're sitting on how much now with what you did? You bought yours brand new there.
Yeah, I bought mine brand new. Of course, I used a conventional loan, put a little bit more down. But essentially, back then, last phase, you could get into one for $1,000 down. We had to, due to inflation, we had to go up in our earnest money a little bit by half, by $1,000. So, but hey, number one, price. Don't believe the myths that you hear that you can't buy new construction for less than pre-existing, because in this market here in Middle Tennessee, especially, your best bet is to go new construction. And hey, who can find it for you? We can. Because we have a bunch of different neighborhoods in every price range that we can help you out with. So number one is price. Number two, which is a big thing to some people, and a lot of builders are, very lenient with the process too, is called customization. So, different builders, of course, will let you do different things. Some are semi-custom, some are fully custom. Like the Richardson Group is a fully custom build. You can, you can sometimes bring your plan, change some things up, present it to the builder, make sure he's okay with it. Change some rooms. If you want a room here, room there, you can change that. So that would be what you call fully custom. And a lot of people, once you get up in those higher price ranges, are going to be fully custom. Like you've had a couple in Pembroke and Harvest Woods, haven't you, that have been fully custom? Which you got to think, a fully custom home is usually going to take a little bit longer, but you're getting exactly what you want, what you've dreamed of. It's usually going to be one of your last homes you buy, because it's, you've made your way all the way up the ranks after you've, been in a house, sold a house, made all that equity, that you get that opportunity to do that. But then you have, semi-custom homes, which are going to be Old South, like Creeks Bend. You have designated floor plans you can pick, but you still get to pick out the flooring, the colors of your walls, what carpet you want. And they'll even let you add a covered back porch, or a mega covered back porch now. Mm-hmm. So they even got you a little bit bigger one. So semi-custom homes are still very good, that you can still pick out exactly what you want, because you have so many different floor plans. And I think if you look, how many different floor plans do you think Old South has in total? I'm not just talking about cottage series that we do, But if you go on their website, how many different plans do you
I'd say
think it
close
is?
to 100.
I would say it's probably up there close to 100.
70.
Right? Yeah, probably. Because there's different series that Old South have. You have a cottage series, then you have a heritage series, which is a little bit fancier, a little bit nicer. Whether that be brick, hardy board, stuff like that. Then you have Henley Homes as well, which they bring a arsenal of floor plans, all brick, change some things up, colors, lights, stuff like that. So number 2, customization. I know it's a big thing. People love to customize their home. Ashley McKenna, let's see. Christy Noel just said, I'm just waiting for new construction to work out for me. I look forward to working with y'all again. Shout out to Ashley McKenna. Ashley McKenna is awesome. You got a good one, Christy. Ashley said, Christy Morgan, thank you. I look forward to helping you get your next dream home. So sweet, Ashley. So tender. Number 3 is a big thing as well, and that is going to be very little maintenance. So whenever you get into a brand new home, it's brand new. Everything's brand. Your appliances are new, but also a big factor of having that new home is going to be a 1-year builder's warranty. That's bumper to bumper. No matter what, if something happens, and like I'll give you an example for mine. Like I had, let's see, a dishwasher go out called. I had everything warranted with Whirlpool, and they came out, fixed it, no problems at all. So that's the good thing about having that new house is stuff like that. I had a cabinet break as soon as I moved in. I think personally it was my wife's fault. But I'll take responsibility for it. She put we got these big cabinets that slide out, and she put every piece of silverware we have, which is a shit ton of silverware, honestly, in this one cabinet. And I went to open it, and the damn handle and the whole front piece came off. So, of course, I had to call my guy with Old South. Like, hey, man, my wife's sorry. And he came out there and fixed it for me. So, no big deal. But that's the great thing. And, of course, everything is made by a human, can have some defects. So, no matter what, you're going to get into a house, there's going to be some issues. But that's why they have that warranty for you. It's always there. It's there for that year. They're going to help you out. Even there's 11-month guidelines that you have too. So like I have this little book, me and Samantha, a little piece of paper that we write down everything that we see. Like if we see a nail pop in the ceiling, we'll write that down. And on the 11th month, which I'm here, so I'm about to have them come out. But we just got a few things noted, like nail pops, a couple different things like around my return air vents, stuff like that I'm just going to have Old South come out and fix because that's what they offer. Of course, they don't want you blowing up their phone. That's why they do it on the 11th month. If it isn't like too crazy and it can wait, just put it down in that book and wait that 11 months. And most builders do that. So number 3 was very little maintenance. Number 4 is also a big thing. And I know, dealing with clients every day, seeing different things that people want is being the first person to live in that home. How have you realized that that's a big deal with some people, Josh?
Actually, it's a big deal for me. There's a huge difference, by the way. Like, there's that new feeling, the new smell of a new home. It's extremely different than existing.
You live in a new townhouse right now,
South
don't you?
townhouse.
An Old South townhouse.
Yeah.
Heritage place.
That's right.
Great place to be. So how different is that the first new place you've been in?
Yeah, first new place I've ever been in. I could say right now, I really don't plan on buying anything else existing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he bougie now.
No, I'm not bougie. I'm smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, because it just there's such a different feeling whenever you walk on the carpet and it's brand new.
Oh yeah.
Other than walking on a carpet that's been used for 10, 20 years.
Weird athlete's foot.
Yeah.
Walked on it. Nothing creepy's happened
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that you didn't cause.
But yeah, I see it all the time, especially after like Josh was saying, after you've lived in a new home, it's kind of weird to go back, going back to something that's pre-existing that someone else has lived in. I think once you spoil yourself enough with a brand new house, I don't know if you'll ever be able to go back to a pre-existing house. Unless you got a house like Tommy and it's super cool. And
Yeah.
that's then you can justify it.
Yeah.
Or in a historic area like Riverview.
Yeah, absolutely. Or there's, of course, people's mindsets change, You only buy it for 2 reasons. You know what they are?
You're in love with it and to fix a problem.
Yes, to solve a problem or if you fall in love. So whether that be location.
Jackass got it.
Good job, jackass. But So, of course, if it's a perfect location, even though it is pre-existing, you may fall in love with it and decide to go with it. But so number 4, being the first person to live in a home, huge deal to a lot of people. But it also just feels like home to you. Little bit different feeling.
Yep.
Number 5, my last reason, is timing. Now, you may ask, well, why'd you say timing? New builds, typically, last 6 months to a year, depending on what product you decide to go with. But I feel, especially, one of the circumstances I've had lately is, with this market, you essentially want to cash out on it. If you have a home to sell, you want to go ahead cash out on that so you have those reserves for your new build. But also, you don't want to feel rushed. You don't want to have to list your house, be out of your house on one day, and then the next day you have to close on your new house. And I'm telling you, I've seen it multiple times. It never works out that way. Never are you out of your house on time. Does closing go perfect for you? And never does closing go perfect for you on your new house. There's always, especially right now with, everything floating around in the ocean right now, all the product that builders can't get. And that's why a lot of these contracts are so far out that, we have dates for new construction that's, on or before this date that's a year and a half out. Which it's really just builders, protecting themselves, because if they can't get windows and your house has to sit there for an additional 2 or 3 months because they can't get windows because they're floating in the damn Atlantic Ocean on a boat, then builders can't control that.
No control.
They can kind of forecast it, and that's why they do it with these contracts, to put people so far out and these on or before dates. So it's really tough to close on your house, have a perfect date to close on your house you're selling and close on your brand new house. So it's really just, I feel like it's great for timing purposes. Go ahead, sell your home, wait, maybe rent, find some family members to live with, as rough as that may be sometimes. But, it is what it is. And I feel like you don't want to feel rushed. I did it for, 6 months with a pregnant wife and moved in a week before we had our baby. So think about how that was with me living with her parents.
It was all worth it. In the end.
It was all worth it. It was, and her parents are awesome. So, I had no problem living with them. It wasn't them. I just don't like not having my own space. That's my only thing. If I can't walk around, in my boxers.
Which one is it?
Both. But it's just one of those things. But to make a long story short, after everything you've heard here, I know there's a lot of different points I could have brought up today, but these are just 5 that I felt like were very beneficial. I've lived through it. I've witnessed it daily, people living through it. This is why I recommend new construction so much, is, these 5 reasons. These were, in my opinion, the most important to me, and I feel like I can share that with people, and, people can understand it. So, to make a long story short, buy a new construction house.
Yeah.
You won't be competing. You get a brand new house. It's yours. Feels like home. It's just a great thing. Well, that's all I got today. Let me see. Samantha Kilgore was on here. Thank you, baby. Thank you for getting on. If you could like and share. Hi from Madeline. Hey, Madeline. Madeline is my niece. So thank you, everybody, for getting on. Greatly appreciate it. If you watch this later, you have any questions, still feel free to comment. We will still get to it. Van's always behind the scenes reading those comments, so he'll get to you. But thank you, everybody. Y'all have a great Wednesday. We'll be here same time, same place next Wednesday. Y'all have a great rest of your week.